With the ever-growing popularity of From Software Souls games, and especially with the enormous hit that was Elden Ring, we're going to see a lot more of these companies step into this space and throw their take on what they think a Souls game should be. Some of the upcoming games within this category do look quite awesome, like Wulong Fallen Dynasty or Lies of P, but today we're taking a look at a project that had a long journey into becoming a Souls-like, and the title is Project Barbecue or Project AK. So before we jump into the details about what Project Barbecue has transformed into, it would be interesting to know what you guys think is the best non-From Software Souls-like game. Tell us down below and we just might jump on it. And of course, do click like and subscribe if you enjoy these kind of videos and want to see more. So as we've recently found out, Project Barbecue is now called Arad Chronicle's Kazan and has had a complete genre change to being a Souls-like title that is focused on the console platforms. The game expands on the Dungeon Fighter Online universe and is being developed by Neople. These are the developers of DNF Duel and Dungeon Fighter Online. Neople have been developing DFO for years and have built it into one of the highest grossing video game franchises, so it's nice to see them attempt to branch out into another genre. To us, it basically looks like an anime version of Elden Ring in terms of its theme, but we are curious to see how closely the gameplay matches the Souls-like genre, because most of the gameplay that we have seen from the project when it was still Project Barbecue was very fast-paced and not quite that Souls-like experience you'd expect. So we're assuming they will have changed it to make it more slower paced and more grounded like other Souls games, but we'll have to wait and see. Here's Neople's official description of the game. Arad Chronicle Kazan, which expands the Dungeon Fighter Online universe, is a console 3D action RPG set about 800 years before the events of the main game. Experience the tale of the General Kazan and the Archmage Ozma, who defeated the Berserk Dragon Hismar that invaded the Pelos Empire on console. Sadly, at the moment, there isn't any mention of a release date, or if the title will come to PC at a later date, but it looks like the game is going to focus on a single general from the DFO lore and his rise to power. Here is what we could find out about the character we play in Arad Chronicle Kazan via the DFO lore books. Kazan was a legendary general of the Pelos Empire over 800 years ago. Due to a trap set by the Empire, he was tricked and murdered along with his friend Ozma. After becoming a ghost, he refused Ozma's plan to destroy the world, and instead wandered the land spreading his curse, the Kazan Syndrome. So it's going to be super interesting to see how they can expand upon this story and just how powerful General Kazan will be, as in DFO they had some crazy cool moves. For those that want to know the scope for what Project Barbecue originally was, it was meant to be the next evolution in Dungeon Fighter Online and was going to be a fully 3D MMO where players could pick one of several different classes inspired by the DFO universe. It was also set to have a seamless world filled with dungeons and mysteries. Personally, we're feeling kind of 50-50 on this change, as the original vision for Project Barbecue looked kind of insane, and the fast-paced action RPG combat is definitely something that's right up our alley, but we can accept the project was probably scoped down to something a bit more achievable, but it's sad to see another MMO project bite the dust before it even released as an MMO, because fans are definitely hungry for games in this genre. We know many of you want to know if there is a possibility of heavy microtransaction elements in a game, and for this one, even though we don't feel like there will be a lot, it is being published by Nexon, which is a publisher known for being very heavy-handed with microtransactions, so this is something to keep an eye on, but remember it is planned to be a single-player game, so we're thinking the possibility of MTX will be limited anyway. It sounds like this is going to be a very cool game, and we're always up for playing more Souls-likes, especially after Elden Ring and the Demon's Souls remake, which we think were both incredibly fantastic games. And the trailer is pretty cool, so we wanted to show you guys the full thing in all of its glory, so we'll leave you guys with the trailer.
한때는 제국을 지켰던 적도 있었지. 거대한 광룡을 쓰러뜨렸고 사람들은 승리에 환호했어. 우린 영웅이었네. 하나 아무것도 남지 않았고 나는 눈이 멀었고 우리 둘에겐 어둠이 깃들었네. 친구야, 나는 우리를 버린 자들에게 진정한 절망이 무엇인지 보여주려 하네. 우리가 지켜낸 세상이니 파괴할 권리도 있지 않겠는가? 자네의 선택을 기다리네. 함께하지 않겠는가? 가잔.